Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning from Miami. How are you today? How are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing? This morning, as I woke up this morning, today is my day off, and in reflection, I have been reflecting about yesterday, and the last few days I have been creating a new ballet for IME here in Miami. And yesterday I taught class improvisational workshop with at about 30 students or something, I guess. No, 21 students. And right now I'm in a having my coffee this morning and reflecting, or just observing, actually observing. And I'm here to remind you this morning about observing yourself and observing your ego, observing your moments, and realizing that, and as the last few days I've been reflecting, well, gosh, I've been doing it also much in the last year or something like that, but I'm here to share this with you because as the beginning of this first year, as I've done my jobs and doing my jobs, many things arise with the teaching and the creating, putting myself out there and observing myself constantly. So this state of unconditional love and acceptance is ongoing with me, and the observer effect is so key to this constant state of happiness that I achieve. And I do feel like that all the time. Everything arises and falls, and it's really a beautiful thing to watch because it's interesting, because I'm not attached to anything, and I'm not attached to the thoughts that arise in me, which says, do they like what I'm doing? Am I appearing a certain way? Do they feel happy, or they're satisfied, or whatever people-pleasing things that may arise in myself, and how I am appearing to others. And say, for instance, I give you a little example of me. At the moment I'm heavy, so a little bit chubby with myself, but I'm super okay with that, and I make fun of it sometimes, and because I have been with having this obsessed many years ago with having this perfect body, and which I relied on for attention for a long time. So that's as real as I can explain that. But being attached to that has caused me some kind of irrational suffering, when the charade of having to keep that up is I saw through the charade, because as you observe everything, and I can guarantee you that if you continue to develop that muscle of observation, if you'd say, that you can be aware of everything, and the mental garbage that says or makes you feel comfortable or uncomfortable is not true, and it's an illusion. But I suggest, or you have to be so aware constantly of all of these constructs and the arising and falling of thoughts, where do they come from? And I realized by observing all of that is not true. So no such thing as of reality in that sense. So you can give meaning to everything that you think about, and everything that arises, such as your thoughts. On the same note of that, I think also I really was thinking this morning that everything is, the mind will come up with all kinds of scenarios, and from the past, or project into the future, and you can forget the now, like in the now. But as you observe it, I see that I am in the now, and I can even lose thoughts also too by observing those things, and just looking at something and recognizing a pattern on the wall or on the floor, or being in the now and just observing, and and also, you know, all of this, the secret of that for me is by allowing everything to happen in the mind, and allowing all of these constructs that the mind comes up with, or just because thoughts, I don't even know where they come from. They're just, like I said, I guess they come from the past or the future. The past or projecting into the future, like I said, but they rise and fall, so there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And as I started to create and put myself out there, when you do as a teacher or a creator, a creative guy, as an artist, you know, I'm constantly putting myself out there. And you know, and at the same time, you are as a person, and you are as this entity that you are. And if you're at all curious about what it is that makes you turn, or that motivates you to exist in the world, by observing these things, you can realize that they're not real and that you can change. Right now in my mind also too, what I was thinking about this morning is that I don't, you know, and it can hijack me to make me feel insecure by, I don't have, you know, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter, and I'm here, I'm a simple guy. I don't have all the jargon and the you know, like, I read these amazing books, and sometimes my mind says, oh, I wish I could describe, or to have a vocabulary to be able to assist me when I'm conveying my ideas, or my relationship to my awareness, or to describe, or somehow this journey that I'm on. And I don't, and that's why when you're here with me, you're getting the full authentic me, and I'm really good with. But that doesn't mean that my mind doesn't say that, you know, you can't explain well, and you can't do all these things that make convince everybody of things. But I let go of that as soon as that arises, because that's just not me, and I don't have this, like, university education, and somehow I got into my mind that I had to be that, to be interesting, and to be for everyone to get my ideas, or to believe in me, and all that stuff. It's just a bunch of bullshit in that respect. So why would I feel a victim of not being? That's a whole egoistic thing, and feeling like you have to be something else other than what you are for people to appreciate your sharing, or your, yeah. So none of that makes really sense to me anymore. And just being in the present moment without any of these constructs that arise in me mentally there's an opportunity in the gap that is there between a so-called past thought and the future thought. There's a gap in the now, and that's the now. And that in that gap, I'm looking at objects, and I'm relating to the object. I'm looking around the room, and I see, you know, like the design of the whatever, the wall, or the pictures, or any of this stuff. And it's so amazing to live in this constant flux of appreciation and acceptance, and with no attachments. And if the mind gets attached to something, also observing that's okay, because being attached to things, or being attached to situations and circumstances, which brings some kind of assumptions that are not true. And what I realize is that what is really what I realize in observing is that I can relate to it or not relate to it, and I can allow it. And what I'm here to say this morning with my morning talk is allowing, and stepping back, and just making your choice, and making an authentic choice for yourself, to promote less stress in your life, or to promote having to fit in to feel secure, or to having to be other than you're not, or to, you know, to realize also too, when you're relating to people. I'm in a house right now, and I'm so grateful for that, with my friends, and friends that I haven't seen for a long time, but they've been in my life for about 8 years, more or less. And recognizing how you are, how you behave around people and friends or strangers, or how you maybe even adapt your conversation to look more interesting. And I'm so aware with that, and so aware in the moment. Like I said, I'm constantly aware, and this love of acceptance is the key for my existence at the moment, to be able to respond, not automatically, but how I want to respond to something. So that is a really beautiful thing, because it's authentic and it's in the now, which is fleeting all the time. So it brings me to realizing that everything perhaps is an illusion, and that reality is there's no such thing, and that at the same time nothing really matters, because all these mental projections onto people, objects, situations, circumstance, achieving, failing, success, failure, beauty, ugliness, all of these labels and judgments all just kind of fall away. I'm not interested in even my own opinion, because what is that? But at the same time, because my mind, I can, enjoy those things, and but it brings compassion to me and to all others that I come into contact with, because I realize these mental constructs that I come up with. And that is the diamond in my pocket that I always have with me, and the unconditional love and acceptance of what is always there with that. And I just believe that by sharing some of this stuff, which it happens in conversations, I realize that I also am becoming more and more free with myself, and not caring if I'm convincing anybody of anything, and by just sharing that, but just being observing the fact that I can do it without any kind of feeling of convincing or people accepting my thoughts. It's just a sharing, and I can agree to disagree, which is so part of a perception. But you see, like, as you observe, like during your day or your relationship with people, or even with yourself, perception is a very unique thing, and that's not even real. Can you just see that? It's not even real, because you project onto things and you give them meaning, and you can believe in them or not believe them, and you can be hijacked by your own. And that can bring suffering, because then you feel like, you're not relating to, people are not relating to you and agreeing with you, and that's just not, I don't know, that's elusive, and it's not real. So at the same time, the rise and fall of your thoughts are going to happen on a daily, as much as your moods change. My moods are changing constantly. I'm gonna take some coffee, so you can enjoy me drinking coffee if you want, and be in the moment with that. Oh, it's lukewarm now. I'm not really into lukewarm coffee, but that's a preference, right? Some people like iced coffee. Some people like lukewarm. They don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Oh gosh, we're about 13 minutes into this. I don't even care. I don't care how long this is. I don't care how short it is. I don't care. It's so liberating for me, because nothing matters. So you can always come back to the video if you like the video, and you can turn it off, like I said. So, there are people who are going to agree with you and people who don't agree with you, but that's just part of the thing. And it doesn't matter, because that's people pleasing. And I say this all the time, and I guess, it's just a secret of mine. And yes, I'm in a constant state of love. It's a state of mind. Love is a state of mind. And it is freedom, and I guess an addiction of freedom. I feel more free. Not all the time, and sometimes my moods can overwhelm me, and I can just be in the mood, and I allow. Allowance is love, and acceptance and appreciation of what is. Like, I just keep saying that. So let's have a carefree day, and just be free and be yourself, and give the world that today, and be okay with all of that, and don't attach to anything at all. And I'm creating this piece right now, and the freedom of that, and and coming in with just the music and creating this piece from my heart and my intuition, and letting the ideas come or not come, and not attaching to those. And like in a moment I can feel very, how can I say, vulnerable, because I don't have the idea coming to my mind, and then I get into a flux and a flow, and I just start creating without any judgment of what is happening in the creation. And because that's really creation, and really creation for me. And I'm not even going into like, you know, well, my mind a little bit yesterday was going into like, oh, I'm gonna fail, and people are gonna think bad of me, and they're not gonna like, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's fun sometimes when everybody likes what you're doing, but you know, there are always the people who don't, and that's such a secret and beautiful, and I love those people. I love all these things. And I was talking with a friend this morning here in the house, and allowing what is brings compassion and freedom. And freedom is an amazing, amazing thing that is a choice. And freedom is synonymous with love. So I love you very much, and thank you for watching me, and enjoy your day, and have a beautiful week. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow at some point. Hopefully. I always intend. And if it gets uploaded in the evening, it does. But you know that, if you watch this far. I love you very much, and have a great, great week. And I hope your New Year's started off well. And be kind to yourself, love each other, and stop the judging and labeling. And that brings freedom. I love you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.